Hey, America, welcome to an all new Bullet Points. I'm so excited. Here's what we're going to do. You look excited too, Judd.
I am. I don't know why. I just get
I'll
excited.
tell you why. Because it's shorter, it's sharper, and it's to the point. It's the brand new Bullet Points. It's like the finishing nail. It's the finishing nail of political shows on the internet. Are you ready?
Amen. I am.
All right. We got two topics and a wild card. We are going to be discussing topics in a way you're not going to get anywhere else. Judd, I got to say this right out of the bat. I love the haircut. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. We pay somebody an exorbitant amount to come to our home and risk COVID, and this is what happens.
Wow, you're rich. Okay, let's talk about tonight's bullet points. What's bullet point number one?
Thank you, Michael Lofts. I also want to compliment your hair as well. Just that it felt weird. I needed to compliment your hair looks very nice as well. All right,
Thank
so bullet point number one: COVID shutdown fever is back.
Oh, we're going to rail on that. Bullet point number two.
Two of two before the wild card, Michael Loftus, is the Russian Dock crossfire hurricane is blowing once again.
I cannot wait. I've been looking forward to this for months. Let's roll a title package and come back and just blow the lid off all this madness. Fantastic. I'm super excited. Okay, we've got two bullet points and a wild card. Bullet point number one, Judd Dunning,
Let's do it.
what? The COVID lockdown?
Well, we're going to do a quick 10-second. We forgot a quick 10-second promo. What we forgot this event of my life. It's because it seems so unreal. Before we jump in, 13 and a half reasons. I had to look at the title. Why not to be a liberal and how to enlighten others. Karen Gantz Literary Agency, Newsmax Humanics, 10 million people on their book list, 33 million on the site. We come out October 6th. You can find our book now on pre-sale from Amazon. We have it's controversial, but we got a quote from Roger Stone. I couldn't believe it. He was going to be with us in Politicon. He's like, yeah, I'll read it. And he read it and gave us a good quote. And then last night, here, I'm going to read this, Michael, because it's so darn neat.
Do it.
The great Dinesh D'Souza, easy for me to say, said this. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. This book is a return to the calm kitchen table discussion of issues that used to be a normal staple of American life. Anyone can lob verbal hand grenades. Judd Dunning genuinely seeks to advance conservative principles through reasoned dialogue. Antifa leftists may still burn this book, but more than a few center-left individuals will read 13 and a half reasons and develop a new respectful understanding of conservatism. Dinesh D'Souza, New York Times bestselling author, Obama's Rage, and the producers of Trump Card.
Wow, what a great
Really?
thing that he did. That's really awesome.
Yeah, we're really excited. And, it's great to have Eric Golub as a contributing writer.
Yeah.
And Dinesh put it out there. So I think things are going to go great, and people can buy that on the web on Amazon. Just 13 and a half reasons why not to be a liberal. We're already up for pre-sales.
Wow, I'm hoping my autographed copy in the mail soon.
Well, your quote's in it, so your name's already in there. Okay. Okay, great. Corona fever shut down after our quick interstitial there. So, Michael, we are in Los Angeles. We all know what happened over the weekend. A lot of the nation is shutting back down. 144,000 Americans dead from a flu. In a normal season, it could be 60 to 80,000. We're still at double an average flu season right now. So we've got some difficult statistics. Garcetti has shut down another phase of Los Angeles, going to ramp it up more. Florida, Texas, everybody's in array. Trump's taking on Chris Wallace, and you say?
It's horrible what's going on in LA. It's horrible what's going on in New York. Listen, it was 15 days to flatten the curve. We did it. You can't have people protesting in the streets and celebrating that. Oh, that's awesome. Look how great they riot, and then not let businesses reopen. I'm going to say this again and again and again until people finally listen. Open your businesses. You don't have to abide by these goofy laws. Be safe, be smart, but open up and open up now.
You know, I happen to be in the financial markets, and I had to do an assessment today of what's going on in the country. I mean, prices are off 24%, leasing is down 52%, retail and hotel are desecrated. The capital markets for debt has frozen up by 60%. Equity is freezing up. I mean, we are stopping the wheels of America with a politicized medical hybrid approach, and people are jumping back and forth because of the fear of, are we going to get in the fall, or are we not going to get in the fall? And I think we have to go back to is this is the chatter in the air. What is the thing we're going to hear on our show that you're not going to hear on the media? This is still continues to be an attack on individual liberty. We've rationalized, we've given, for 2 million people dead, we gave away our liberty, and it has been months and months and months. The new normal is actually becoming normal.
Yeah, and we've got to stop it, and we've got to stop it now. Everybody's heart was in the right place. We're like, we don't want to kill grandma. We'll let Cuomo do that. We did the lockdown. Now it's time to refuse. Because listen, it's what about all the people who are canceling their cancer screenings? Like breast cancer screenings are way down, colon cancer screenings, all these regular treatments. People are going to be dropping like flies. This is going to sound really dark, but I hope people are keeping track of the deaths that are coming from other areas. Like there's still like the opioid crisis didn't stop. Like people are still going to get sick and die from other stuff, especially if they don't go to the doctor.
Yeah, and there's a massive hijacking of the statistics, right? I mean, even the mask discussion. I mean, we saw that Trump put on a mask recently. I mean, because he was around elderly people, which is the people that should actually be sheltering. But what they've been using is this whole narrative about people, infants are getting the coronavirus. You know the statistics? If you take this generalized statistics, it is zero, almost a pure zero under 45, 0.02 45 to 70, and then significantly, no, excuse me, like to 55, it's like 0.2, and then it goes to like what, 0.07 over 70. So we've got a horrible, unmitigatable flu, and then the compassion card. Look, liberalism runs on emotionality. Liberalism runs on, I want to save the planet. I want free education for everybody. I want the poor to be wealthy. I want everybody to have an equal playing field, even though it's an equal opportunity nation. We're attacking this thing at a fundamental level where you are not compassionate. You are a bigot. And then Pelosi today, now she's calling it, which I have to say is Trumptarian tactics. She's calling it the Trump virus even more, right? She's using, now everyone's learning from Trump. It's like, just get a bad nickname and pound it until everybody actually absorbs it into their consciousness.
Yeah.
But it's devious, man. It is it's another fundamental deconstruction of the solidity of American strength, of our power, of our courage. What about courage?
What about the courage that our grandparents had back in the Spanish flu in 1916, where you're just like, hey, life is brutal. Life is brutal. People that you care about die, and you have to move on. Here's what the left loves to do. They love to do this thing where, like, if just one person dies, it's too much. But that's only when they care about the issue. When they care about the issue. Because, like, seriously, I want people to count, like, who died because they didn't see their doctor because of their cancer, because there was a lockdown. It's like, it's false compassion. It's completely phony and fake. And guess what? Everybody put on your big boy pants. People die. No one's going to get out of here alive. So I'd rather live with glorious freedom than in the safety of some coronavirus lockdown wearing a mask.
Yeah. So since I'm a poor slider today, I'm not sliding well. So I just went past the Trump. Well, we'll end with this. The Trump Wallace discussion was great. I mean, it was intense. I mean, I've got Chris Wallace. I do like the fact that he pushes on neutrality, but that was a really rough exchange. But Trump is in the same situation we are. He used a chart showing how heavily infected and at risk Americans are. Trump's using another chart, which you and I have done through the entire show here, where you can see the trends related to the rest of Europe, where there are times when America has actually been in a better position. It's cycled through as we rate. So, but all we're focused on is now. And what's interesting is the dialogue that's coming up is that, America is Trump is failing throughout, where, once again, I got into the other day. It was like, I will go down the response of the Trump administration. It was aggressive. It was proactive. It was careful. It was measured. The states have the ultimate say on what they're shutting down. The states have the ultimate say. Blame your own government. That's how government works, right? Federalism to nationalism.
And if you get tested in Florida, go get tested somewhere else. Florida had those hospitals where it was like 98% of the people who came for a test tested positive. Did you hear about that? It was
Yeah.
crazy. And they're like, oh, we had the decimal point in the wrong place. Okay, we got to move on to bullet point number 2, guy.
Moving on. Just a nod to the masked one. All right, bullet point number 2. Crossfire hurricane is hitting a category 5 on the blowback as it washes back onto the shore and starts to take out some of the dirty DOJ, the dirty justice people, the dirty Democrats that have been backing this coup, which is exactly what it was. I mean, what's coming out from Sally Yates? What's coming out with Strzok? What's coming out with Obama and Biden and the Logan Act? This week is in the news. But once again, our pivot is to Corona, whatever the crisis of the day. It was race. Now we're back to Corona because we have to repress these stories.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited about this. And I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I got all my hopes and dreams pinned on this one. And that Durham comes out with this, and I'm hoping and praying that he does it before the election. And I want indictments. We cannot have this. We cannot have unelected officials like Strzok and Page and Bruce Orr and Nellie Orr and all of them, and Comey and Clapper. They don't get to decide who the president is. They don't get to decide who they can investigate under some BS, some total BS. The Logan Act. That's something they lifted off the West Wing. No one has been prosecuted for the Logan Act. And if people are going to go to jail for the Logan Act, I want to see John Kerry behind bars. He's practically on tour, just following Trump around, trying to undercut him at every point. So shut your pie hole with any talk of the Logan Act.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Logan Act was pulled out, but then it was also, I mean, they involved his son, so technically it was blackmail. And I think what was so clear that's coming out in the new published documents is that they knew they didn't have a case on Flynn. I mean, Flynn is the big piece. They knew they didn't have a case on Flynn. They went anyway, and that's why people are like, well, Roger Stone has a shady past. So people say, and he is an aggressive political activist. He's been effective for many years, but he was still targeted. What was it, like 60, like 37 agents came to his house? I mean, all they had to do was come with 2 or 3 people and say, hey, we've got to go downtown to face this. And Stone was commuted at the same time, which is, I think, a symbol. What the question is going to be is, when are we going to get to these indictments? Leslie Graham is all over this. When are we going to get these? I think it's in like 2 days. And then what are we going to release, and how can we fast track this before the elections? Because look, we're at a point now, if the left's going to play dirty ball all the time, I hope, since we've got the risk of mail-in ballots, we've got the risk of, this narrative of racism, we got the risk of people voting early for Biden, that the right plays hardball in this situation, because we're battling for our nation's soul right now, Michael.
We can't wait. Durham can't wait. I hear people float the balloon of this might have to wait till after the election. If Donald Trump doesn't win and Biden becomes the president, nothing will ever happen with this. And all of these bad actors who abuse their power and abuse their position and abuse the FISA process, abuse, nothing will ever happen. We can't have that. We won't survive as a country if some of these guys don't go to jail. Look at that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure somebody could find one demon picture of every person at an inconvenient moment. It's just a matter of, that's why we all take 10 pictures of each other when we're using Instagram. Remember back in the day, you had that little camera for $8, you take it in. Now on Instagram, you can shoot about 40. You can find an unflattering shot of anyone or a flattering shot. But I only post the good ones.
That photo with Peter Strzok, that's the only photo that ever goes with him. That should be his driver's license photo. That seems like it's his personality. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it. I can't stand looking at it.
So what are we saying on this show that you're not going to hear on the mainstream media? And I think that is that the deep state's infrastructure for its, I mean, Obama had a Linsky background, and he was visited so often by, I mean, it was the first time we had a lot of socialists and communists in the public eye. There was this massive, it's like anti-Semitism. Anti-Trumpism is like anti-Semitism. It doesn't make sense. There's a target for all the animosity and rage. And I look on the page, I look to criticize any president. So who are we going to unveil, and how far can they go? Because Trump's the first guy that hasn't been a lifelong politician, who's not bought into a number of constituencies before he arrived. The money is not there to taint him. The money is not there. So how far can he go? And what I'm hearing, and we'll see, is that it's much deeper than we even know.
I would guarantee that.
Few people.
I think we know that it already goes back to Obama. Obama knew about it. Biden knew about it. There was a flurry of text messages, and then Susan Rice is like, we did everything above board. Obama wanted everything to be legal. Listen, this stinks all the way to the top. And we have a system built in with so many liberals and Democrats in the federal government and in these agencies like the FBI and the intelligence agencies. Remember when Joe Biden was on MSNBC and he was like, "Ooh, Trump is messing with the intelligence agency. Don't do that. Those guys know how to get you 6 ways to Sunday." That's terrifying. That's
Yeah.
terrifying. And no, it was Chuck Schumer said it. Chuck Schumer did that. And that was just like, ugh. No, I don't want to be afraid of the government. I want my government afraid of me.
Yeah, exactly. And we still have a chance to drain the swamp. So moving on, Michael, give us 1 minute about what's going on at the Loftus party, buddy.
Holy smoke. Well, my Fox Nation special is doing gangbusters, the freedom to laugh, and then my special quarantine live from the living room. That was amazing. I was actually one of the first comedians back on stage. I did stand up in May in Dallas. I'm going to do some more live dates. The comedy clubs are opening. You can see me Mondays on the Daily Briefing with Dana Perino. So I'm having fun, man, making fun of the idiots. I don't
We're
have a
looking.
book out.
Yeah, but we're looking for the Michael Loftus show with special guest appearances from Judd. That's really you're my wild card, buddy. Speaking of wild card, producer A, which will remain anonymous for the rest of our show. This is all we are, 3 miles from Hollywood. Time for a wild card. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Moving on. So, Michael, I believe you covered a little bit of this in one of your great videos at the Loftus party. So, naked protesting is our wild card tonight. Well, actually, that's naked yoga, and that is a pretty much about as wide open pose that you can get. So, your thoughts?
Well, this is they're calling this woman Naked Athena. Naked Athena. Now, this is on night 51 or 52 of horrible riots and fires and looting in Portland. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. Trump set in the feds. The feds started making arrests. Everybody freaked out, and then this girl the other night, she's gonna stop the violence. This is the most narcissistic bullshit I've ever seen in my life. How good does she feel about herself? Stand back, boys. Once I get naked, the cops won't attack. They're going to be so busy looking at my hotness. Like, who does this chick think she is? And I want to test her theory. She's got a great body, by the way. I couldn't see her face because she's wearing a mask. But let's send her to other hot spots. Maybe her boobies do stop violence. Shouldn't we drop her off in Jerusalem? Shouldn't we drop her off in the Middle East? She could just track down ISIS and just like, stop it, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think it was more than her boobies that were stopping violence, and I don't think there's a lot of showering, though. A few weeks ago we were covering Candace Owens. I think if you've been 52 years and 52 days outside the chop, it's probably not it's probably not the best There's not showers involved there. Buddy, I have to say, this is just the next level of, on the other side, you talk about narcissism and anarchy. I mean, Trump, which is fantastic, is he's pushing the limits of federal law through the Department of Homeland Security, because we are affecting, as you know, they're affecting federal buildings, courthouses, etc. So federal courthouses. So they're able to actually hit the streets. And, she may end up in the naked paddy wagon. I mean, it's probably not the first person you're going to arrest. Maybe it was an anti-arrest posture. Like, if I do this, leave her alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love that she thinks that her naked body stopped the police. That's just full of herself. I'm sure she smells of sweat, essential oils, and patchouli.
And cigarettes. And at one point, I don't know if you remember the very beginning of the Chaz before the chop, they were like, send cigarettes, Gatorade. What was the other thing they asked for? And ibuprofen. It was like this desperate message in a bottle from Anarchy in Heaven. So I just want to, I want to say that, I do support nudity. So there's lots of nude things you can do. And I just don't want you, Michael, to think that we're some, repressionist traditional conservatives. Free yourself, free the nipple, whatever you need to do.
Do your thing and feel good while you do it in that hot yoga with no clothes on.
Okay, I don't know where this bit went, but it is definitely the wild card. Moving on, so you're here at Bullet Points, our new shorter format, two bullet points and one wild card. I'm here with Michael Loftus, the Loftus Party. Guys, episode 64. We're helping you get out of the matrix. Michael Loftus, give us your final thoughts and take us home.
Wear a mask just so you don't get the fine, and then take it off as soon as no one's around. I love this show, and I'll see you again soon.